8 p.m. on March 8th, 2024. This is CptWoozle back again for more programming for no good reason. Just building apps, making things. Excuse me, seeing what I can do. Here we go. Increasing font sizes. I was just in the midst of trying to run my application, and I think I want to use command prompt instead. Let's see if I can get it to run. And I don't know if I can. Probably because I misspelled Flask. No. I guess did I not install Flask? I could have swore I did this last time. Python install Flash. I did this via command line, I think. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's do pip install Flask. I know I did this. Yeah, I ran into this. Windows 5 access denied this last time. But I'm pretty sure I have Flask installed. Requirement already satisfied. Flask. Let's see, running Flask in Windows. Real pain in the butt. I need to do a whole bunch of stuff, I guess. So it looks like they suggest using a virtual environment. So let's take a look. Run. Import Flask. Well, that should run. I don't know why. Let's see what we can find out. Let's see. Running Flask in Windows. Let's see. Create a folder. We already have. Yeah. I've created my project. Why would I need to set up a virtual environment? Why? PY3? Nope. Let's do this. PY. Okay, so maybe it's not. Let's do exit. Control Z. There it is. So py Flask run. Cannot open file Flask. What is going on here? Why? We installed Flask. .nv. What? From Flask. Yeah. Why don't you run? Flask run. No. Flask not found on. Not found command. So I guess I have to do that stupid virtual environment. Oh. So you just do python-m Flask run. So python-m Flask run. Oh, goodness gracious. There we go. So we did this before. Add a budget token has expired, so let's log in our user. Let's add our budget. Let's change our environment variables. Close. Add a budget. Cool. So this is where I left it last time. I was date time, expiration, methods. I was writing a bunch of methods. I just tested the add budget. Guess I want to edit a budget. So let's try that. Let's test that out. And you're going to be a patch. So I guess the question, I think I've asked this before, the difference between put and patch. I see. So I guess it would technically be a put versus a patch. Budget delete get. So let's rerun you. Let's go ahead and duplicate you as an edit budget. And I'm not defining what the budget is. I'm keeping it real simple. So let's see. I have it so that when we edit a budget, we need to pass in the budget ID. So when we add a budget, test budget, I'm not doing any type of error checking here, which is probably a really good idea to do, but I'm not. So like you could have multiple budgets in here. This method is not allowed. I think I changed it over to a put. Budget not found. So this is a method put endpoint edit budget. So it should be a put edit budgets. Budget ID, but it can't find this budget. Let's get all budgets again. Test budget, edit budget. Let's try that. Budgets / budget ID. Oof. So I wonder edit budget ID. I wonder. Let's stop you, and because I don't know Python console log, or I guess it would be print variable. Yeah, I guess we could just print. So let's see if we know what the budget ID is. Print budget ID. So now when we run you, let's see what you think the budget ID is that I sent in. No, that's right. But it's not found. If so let's take a look. We know what the username is. We can't find by ID. Now that's a weird one. No underscore ID. So I wonder if, is it just, well, let's just look it up instead. Python, Flask, MongoDB. Look up by ID. Yeah. Oh, do I need to specifically say colon? What to do? Colon bison object. So I need to import. I think I did already. I did. So let's close you down, budget ID. So I guess, do I need to specifically say bison object OID string of ID? Import object. Oh, so I could just say object ID and the old ID. So let's try that and see if that works. Because otherwise, we're getting the budget ID. Let's test this out first. Let's open up our terminal. Stop. Restart. Minimize. Let's test this out again. Get budgets. Edit budget. Send. Well, that did not work. Yeah, that did not work. So let's take a look at my edit function. Key for update fields equals key value for key in edited budget.items. Let's see, budget collection.update 1. I guess I need to say this. Let's see if that works. And maybe I'm just putting the update in wrong and the rest is right. I'm hoping, because that would be nice. Otherwise, I'll have to look at some other code. So we restarted the server. Let's try this again. There we go. Yeah. So everywhere that I try to get something by object ID, I'm going to need to put rapid in this object ID. So that seems all right. That's not terrible. So object ID here, delete mini budget, delete all items belonging to the budget. Okay, delete one where the budget ID is that. Okay, find current username, and then we return it and get items for a specific budget ID. Collections find. This isn't right. So for budget items, this should be where budget ID is equal to budget ID, because we're getting items from the budget items, not that. So delete a budget ID, budget items. All right, cool. Then we'll test out our delete budget, create. This is going to be a delete statement. Budgets, delete. There's no JSON to send. Send. Budget not found. It's because I didn't restart the server. Stop. Restart. Send. Ooh. What's the error? No such method exists. Let's see. Let's go back. MongoDB Flask. Mongo delete mini. Let's see. No, that works. I assume it's because there is no budget items collection. It was never created. but let's look up MongoDB Compass. Localhost, connect, budget. Yeah, see, there's no budget collection. I guess I should do that first. It's a bit of a waste to do calls, but let's do this. Python Flask try catch. Oh, let's do this instead. Let's do Python Flask Mongo delete mini if Python Flask MongoDB verify collection exists. So that's that. DB validate collection. Try. There's my caption. Yeah. I don't think there's anything to do here because clearly if we're just deleting a budget and there's no items that belong to that budget, then there's really not much to do. So, and I don't think this is going to be the case, but it will be the very first time. So we're going to try and validate this collection first. And it's going to be called budget items. Budget items, yeah. Let's minimize you. Let's go ahead and validate you. Try DB. No, it's not called DB. Yes, it is. It is called DB. Well, all right then. So I'm going way too fast. DB dot validate collection, and if the collection is there, then do that. Otherwise, PyMango print. Is it not PyMango? It is PyMango. Oh, don't be stubborn. Don't be stubborn. It should be PyMango, except oh, so it would be PyMango error as. Oh, I see. So I need the Mongo client and PyMango errors. And then we could say except as E. So except as E, and then print E. I should probably just print E. But otherwise, we want to so if it doesn't exist, then there's that. Obviously, we can't delete. Budget is not found, so we verify that first. We delete one and then return the data. Let's see if this works. Let's stop you. Let's run this. Send. Ooh, didn't work. Object is not callable. Oh, collection object is not callable. So let's take a look at what's going on here. Collection object is not callable. If you meant to call delete one method, delete one? Is it not delete one? Find, hold on. Let's look this up. Python flask mango delete one. Did I misspell it? Is it delete? Oh, it's delete space one. And is it delete many? It is. It's delete space many. No wonder I'm messing this up. So it should be delete space many and delete one. And that might be the cause of the other problem as well. Let's just do that instead. And let's see if that works a lot better. So we have that. Let's stop you. Let's run you. And let's try that delete. Yeah, delete works just fine. It was my bad. I didn't know that it's supposed to be delete underscore mini and delete underscore one. So let's go ahead and delete these others and then finally delete this one as well. Voila. So we don't have a way to add any items just yet. But let's go ahead and do that particular piece now. Again, you might want to have a harder coded limitation on what you do or don't allow in terms of budgets. But, you know, we're pretty fast and loose over here, so I'm not going to do anything like that. We'll have the front end to do all the total calculations. So this is going to be my app route for budget items. And when we add, we're going to add to a specific budget ID. Endpoint add budget item. It's going to be a post method. JWT is required. Add budget item. New budget item. We'll set the username to that. Budget collection.insert1. And I should have realized it because everything else is spaced out. But this is going to be budget items collection. So budget items collection, insert one, new budget item, user budgets. And then we need to return budget. So one of the things we didn't do here is we don't really have it handling any tagging. And you might, because down the road you might want to handle tagging, but I'm being pretty lazy about this. So we'll create that, and then I might come back and do more tags, because then you can kind of manage your tags and attach them. But there's a whole other ball of wax. So let's look at budget items. It's going to be equal to budget item collections, find where username belongs to that. Oh yeah, that's what we need to add. When they create a budget item, we need to make sure that it's going to pass in the budget ID is going to be equal to the budget ID that they passed in. There are a couple things that I should verify here, and I probably will. So first, make sure that the budget exists. So when they pass in a budget, I'm going to verify, get your identity. We find the budget. If it's not found, we exit. Otherwise, we get the budget items. We insert one. We pass in the budget ID. that matches in line with what we set up here. I think this is too close. There we go. So then we'll insert. We get the budget items back. We find where the username is such and such, and the budget ID is equal to the budget ID that they just passed in. Then we JSON stringify our budget items. So that's adding a budget item. And we can go ahead and let's do deleting a budget item as well. Edit is next. So edit budget item, and they're going to pass in a budget item ID. It's going to call edit budget item. We're too close again, so that moves it down one. This is going to be, I think I changed it up here to a put, right? Yeah, a put. So we'll put you as a put as well. Budget items, edit, acquired. Budget item ID, get the current user. We try to find the budget item first. So we get it from the budget item collection. We find one where the username equals such and such, and then ID equals budget item ID. If not found, budget item not found. Then we'll do the same thing we did up here for edit. We'll grab all the fields. We'll do the update statement. And then we'll return the list. Do we return the budget item? Yeah, I guess we will return the updated budget item. We don't need to modify the budget ID. We'll call you edited budget item. We don't need to update the username. And speaking of which, let's change that up here as well. So I don't know how to do this statement. So let's ask ChatGPT. Because when we edit this, we don't want to modify the ID or the username. We can't let people do that. How can I modify this to exclude the ID and the username field? If key equals ID and key. Is neither ID nor username. Okay, so that seems like an easy modification. So we'll just really just, I guess, this. And then we can do something similar down here for our edit. So we will loop through and exclude it if the key is equal to username ID, and we don't let them modify the budget, then key not equal to budget ID. So update fields, edit budget item dot items, budget item collection, budget items collection dot update one, where ID is equal to budget. Set it to the, let's call you updated fields rather than update fields, and I'm going to do the same thing up above. Update fields, update fields. So and then when we get it back, we're not going to, there's no insert, we updated, and then we need to return back the updated item. Let's take a look. Does update 1 return the item? I don't know. Let's take a look. Python MongoDB, and what we're looking for is update underscore 1. Update underscore 1. Update 1. Insert It focuses on a bunch of stuff. Finds it first. Does it return anything? Let's see. Collection.update 1. Return updated record. You can update a record. Update and return document in MongoDB. Collection will only report the number of documents that were affected. So I would need to find one to end update. Oh, I see. Where? So let's look for that. Python, MongoDB, find one and update. There it is. Let's look for an example. So update set. Return document equals return document dot after. Okay. So there's my updated fields. What we need to say is find one and update where that, set it to that, and then afterwards, I guess we do this. I don't know. I guess we do that. So set update fields. I don't know. Oh, it's because I need return document from PyMongo. Oof. All these includes. And then updated budget item is equal to that. Yeah. Let's reformat the file. There we go. All right. So let's try creating a budget. Let's try editing a budget and then, or editing a budget item, adding a budget item, and then finally, let's add in our delete while we're here, because why not? Budget items, endpoint, delete, methods, delete, get the current user. We verify that it exists, and then why are we deleting many? Oh, we aren't. We're deleting one. So I will copy you one space. There's nothing to return. So budget items collection, delete one where username equals this and ID equals the budget item ID. There isn't anything to I guess we would return the updated budget. Maybe? I don't know if we need to. I don't know if we need to. I guess we can just return okay. But I don't know how to do that. Let's see if it has any suggestions. Python Flask. Return okay. JSON.dumps. JSONify success equals with no data. Oh. So I can just return response status 200 Flask. Guess I would do that up here. And I guess do that up here as well. I think that'll work. Let's reformat the file. Let's give it a try. Okay. So we have our edit, add. So let's go ahead. We've already logged in. We're going to get all our budgets. Got one. Let's go ahead and add a budget item. Duplicate, add budget item. And so let's group these. Let's do register and login all together. Here together. New folder. Budgets. Let's move you down here. Get budgets. Come on. Get budgets. Add budgets. Edit budgets. Delete budgets. Cool. Next, let's do budget items. Add budget items. Budget item. First, I guess we should probably do one. Let's move you down here again. Add budget item. Let's duplicate and do get all budget items. And you're just going to get ones for a particular budget. So budget items, get all budget items for budget ID. So this is a get request, budget items. I need the budgets for this budget ID, items, budget ID, to get, send. It's empty. So if we want to add a budget, we can say budget items and then the budget item, the budget ID. I get. Let's create an outgoing. And now part of what makes this kind of not so great is we're not checking a lot of the fields that we're putting in. So like we could put in anything at this moment and it would perfectly accept it. I think in most normal circumstances, you'd want to verify that they're putting in the correct information, like, incomes, validation of numbers, so forth and so on. You can do that on the front end, but then, if someone directly accesses your API, they can put in a whole bunch of terrible data. This is just kind of a preliminary thing. I did the same thing with the trading app that I made. So let's create a reason. Let's just call it a bill. Let's do an amount. And you don't even necessarily need to make it outgoing or incoming. I guess you could just do a positive or negative amount. Amount is... Yeah, no. I think... Let me take that back. I think by doing positive or negative, you can just have people put in a number. Amount, reason, some bill. When is it due? Let's do the 15th of each month. Let's say 15 paid. And let's do, say 2024 0308. You're not. There we go. Send. Cool. So there's my budget item. Get all budget items for the budget. Let's edit that budget item. Duplicate. Edit budget item. We're going to change the amount to 2,000. We have to give a specific budget item ID, which we have there. This is going to be a put. Send. No, that didn't work. Let's take a look at why. Has no attribute items. That's on me, I bet. So we find it. Has no attribute items. I don't know why. Let's double check something. Let's see. It did update it, so it's not that. I think it's this. There's nothing to serialize. It's just a single item. So let's go ahead and restart you. And I think that's why. So let's edit that item again. Let's make you 3,000. Let's send. Still wrong. Terminal. Oh. Yeah. Where? I need to figure out where. No, wait, hold on a second. No, that should have worked. An updated item. I'm not sure why this doesn't work. I'm not sure. I imagine it's because something's doesn't like something. Let's take a look. Let's try editing it again. The edit works. It's this part, I imagine. Key, if instance, else value for key in documents is instance value. What? Attribute error string has no attribute items? What? I don't know what that means. A new version of Compass. Yeah, go ahead and install that. While that's going, let's look this up. Oh, I know why. So I need to convert this into, I need to define a document to JSON, and let's call this single document to JSON serializable document cursor. And let's go to ChatGPT for this. Let's ask. Let's say using Python, Mongo, and Flask. How can I return the object updated budget item as a JSONified as JSON from a Flask endpoint? Let's ask. Import the necessary modules. I got JSONify. Object ID convert. ID set. If budget item. C. Update. Convert the budget item including to a format that can be JSON serialized. Can you make this into a general function that can be used repeatedly? And let's test it out then. JSON conferring, allow it to be reused. Let's create the general function called update. Stop. Just create a function that converts a single Mongo object into a serializable object. If not doc, return none. To handle nested documents. Oh wow, this is so much. Serialized Mongo document. Oh wow, that so much more better than what I was doing over here. Let's do that. Let's define you. That's kind of nice. Returns cursor. Let's do this one as well. Can you modify this function? Excuse me. Be just as thorough when dealing with nested documents. I imagine you could use convert to JSON. Yeah, I imagine you could use the existing. Yeah. Yeah, so this looks like, let's minimize you. So we take the serialize, convert to JSON serializable a value. I see. So let's call you convert. Let's do, let's say convert to JSON serializable. Yeah, let's call it what it is. That's fine. Let's do this. I like this. This is kind of nice. Let's paste you here. You're called doc. Doc. And then you're going to do convert so let's see. I want to rename this. Convert. Let's call this single doc to JSON serializable. And then let's call you convert multiple docs to JSON serializable. And let's do this. And let's see if this works. And so then we would define these two down here. Hold on a second. I think I messed up a bunch of stuff. Let's copy you. Let's roll you all back. There we go. And let's paste you back. And then let's see if that works. Let's try stopping you and rerunning you. Okay. And let's see. We're going to edit the same budget again. There we go. Let's make sure that this still works, though. Oof, it does not. Because I renamed the function and then I proceeded to not fix all the places that I used it. Well, that's silly of me. All right. So that should fix that. Let's go ahead and stop you, start you. And there we go. So that's just one item that edits, that adds, edits, and now we just have to add in our delete. No. Duplicate, delete, budget item. You're going to be delete. We're going to use this existing budget item ID. Yeah, that works. Send back a delete, and then when we get all the budget items again, cool. So that kind of creates our base for our budget. And then I guess we could start on the front end pieces. Because I broke this up into kind of two folders. So let me go ahead and set some of this stuff up. Explorer window. And command line. So D drive. CDS. Nope. The name of my folder's code, CDS, budget 01. And let's do the Angular for the front end for this. I wanted to play around with it. So, do create Angular app. And I did this before. I just never remember the commands. Yeah, ng new Angular. So let's go from there, dir. I use a library called rimraf. So let's do an ng new app and start from there. I'm going to use CSS, no server-side rendering for right now. While that's going on, let's look up Angular table with pagination and pagination search sort and inline editing. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. Ooh, okay. Angular data tables. This looks pretty good. Prime ng, UI components. Huh, let's take a look at you. NGX. That one doesn't look too terrible. 2 Angular data grid for AG grid. Introduction. Let's look at some demos online. Filtering. To filter, type to filter the column name. What? Type to filter the column name. Ethel? So that one works fine. But the others don't. So it's fine. I hide on load, filtering, scrolling, rows, paging, sorting. I don't see. Let's see. What about NGX? Let's see. NGX data table editable row. On button click. So. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I think I want to use something like this. App. I see. Yeah, sure. Let's. I don't see a reason not to use this. Is it a library? Or is it just... Nope. It has form control, NGX, data table. I wonder if it's compatible with 7. We're done. Cool. Let's go ahead and open up our web store. Got so many things going. Let's go ahead and close this project. Open up another project. Code. S budget. I'll probably keep my S budget pretty simple. Fiddlesticks, that's not what I meant to do. Projects. Let's add that back. Just want to do the app folder. There we go. Okay. So we have our basic app. Let's do an ng serve. Go. Apparently I'm going to scan something. Let's do, excuse me, localhost 4200. There's our app. Let's, I don't even know what I want to look for. Let's take a look at this. Budget apps. Yeah, look, accounts, transactions, cash flow, make it look all neat. Good budget, honeydew for budgeting with a partner, pocket guard. A lot of this, cost is free. Ooh, empower. Let's take a look. Let's look at this. Every dollar. It's a free budget tool. I don't want the app. Maybe I do. Oh, is this part of the no Ramsey solutions of yeah, it looks like this is tied into Ramsey solutions. Yeah, I don't hate it. I'm not a big fan of supporting that past a point, but I get it. Good budget, Y and B, every dollar. Let's look for that. Don't want mint. Let's look around. Hands off approach. I don't know. I don't know. Let's do this. Let's do an online budget template and see what we find. Everyone does income and expenses. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. Let's keep it pretty simple. First, now that we have the app built, I guess I should learn auth guards in the latest version of Angular. Let's do a quick lookup. Let's do Angular JWT authentication. Yeah, let's take a look. What is JWT and why is it a big deal? Yes, yes, yes. Return JWT, just an authorization header. So I do want an interceptor. So we do want to get that will handle that. Provide my interceptor. Best practices, conclusion. Yeah, I think this is fine, but this doesn't tell me how. They're called, yeah, I guess I need these two. Let's go ahead and grab those. I don't know if we need to. Install into the app. What? Totally is? Oh, okay, whatever. Let's read up on this. Let's do this. Let's do Angular 17. Log in with JWT authentication and see if somebody has done something. It looks like somebody has. Oh, I know this guy, Bezcoder. He actually is pretty decent. So yeah, let's make it simple. I like this approach. I often will pilfer his stuff. So mine is going to be a little bit simpler. He gives all of his code here. And it looks like he's doing it without standalone. So he has auth storage and user, and he creates them here. Now, I wonder why he's doing the no standalone. Let's see if we can ascertain that. No. It doesn't look like he explains it. Now I'm gonna hold on to this one. I like this. I like that too. Let's look at a couple other examples. In GNX, I see. Let's use that for our token. And let's look at the directory structure. Guards, strategies. I see. They broke it up into strategies. I'm not sure about. I don't care about the back end. I get that. Yep. That's fine. It's for the front end. Yep. Usage. Ah, there it is. So here's our auth. An auth module containing all that way if you ever need to use in another project. Oh, I see. That's nice. So I'm very interested in this. Let's take a look at their repo to see what it looks like. If they even have it. They may not. They don't. Let's see if I can find. Nope. There's none. So let's take a look at this. Auth headers. This is where the magic happens. All right, cool. So then how would you use this to initialize the state before rendering our app? I see. In order for our interceptor and app initializer to work, we need to provide it to Angular's life cycles from our auth module, providers, interceptors. I see. All right. All right. So can activate if they're a guest, staff only. That's not a bad approach. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, let's take a look at his approach. Serverless. So these are all Angular 17. He does all of his stuff, it looks like, with the no template or the no, let's see. There's the mongoose. He does his file structure like this: app components, models, structures, services, and then there's the main pieces. He does his without standalone. So that's his. Let's take a look at a couple others. Let's see. Angular 17 standalone. I think that may be what I need to include. How to handle that. I don't want to OAuth. Let's see. There's that. So there's our utils. I do like the module system. There's just a whole lot of stuff. I don't know. I was hoping to make this kind of a simple thing, but since I have the time and there's no rush, create the login page. Oh, I can skip the tests. That makes it nice. Let's take a look. Login, this.auth.pipe authenticated. We subscribe. User manager. How do we add in an auth guard though? There it is. Can activate this.authenticate. And where we getting from our auth service? Can activate router snapshot route. Private this.auth check. Return true. Else we send it back to the login. And then path user management, create the interceptor. if we can log in and redirect to the user management, we still can't get the user data because there's an authorized checking of the user. So we need to pass the token to the API. Token interceptor. Nice. Use class. I see. All right. I think I also want to use, let's see, ngrx Angular 17 and see what's going on. Cool. So we can use ngrx and start. I'm not a master of ngrx by any means. How to set the state management of a counter, app, counter, da da da. So, and ngrx has signals as well. So we'd set up our store. Here's my getting started. Installation. Let's add it in. Yes. All right, cool. So now we have ngrx. Oh, that's a couple things. I keep forgetting. There's a bunch of little things that I wanted to set up that I normally do in G. And I don't remember what they are. No. Nope. I don't remember what they are. I have a bunch of files open. And there it is. ng generate components. I need to do an npmi. Hook for no. This isn't what I want to install. This isn't what I want to install at all. So I do want ngrx, and I got you. Let's do Angular Bootstrap. Angular powered Bootstrap. Angular Bootstrap. Angular 17 Bootstrap. Yeah, there's not yet support for it. There's version supporting. Wait, it looks like this was answered. Take a look at this link and scroll down to the compatibility section. So, compatibility 17. So, let's go back and take a look at that. Oh, so we can just install it with legacy pure depth. Angular 17, Bootstrap 5. So this Valor software. So we would do ng add ngx. Oh, let's do the manual way. npmi ngx bootstrap legacy peer depth dependencies. Okay. Then it looks like I need to add one in package. go. Or alternatively, via JSON. I think I looked this up before, and uh, back. So I think I looked this up before. Yeah, I did. Um, yeah, and it looks like I can install this as well. And then where is it? Angular JSON. Why won't you open? What is going on? Also, let's restart you. Let's close everything. Package.json opens. Let's close this and reopen you. That's weird. Open an Explorer? What the fuck is going on here? Okay. All right. Why aren't you opening? That's just weird. So everything but that is opening. We'll close you. We don't need you anymore. We got the general gist of what we want. Let's come back over here. Change the angular.json. Okay. What is going on here? Let's invalidate caches. Validate and restart. What is going on here? There we go. Phew, that was weird. So let's go over here. And styles and scripts. Cool. That gives us Bootstrap, Angular 17 font, awesome. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that one next. It looks like we can just do an add. Let's try it. At latest. Yes. It may not be compatible. And font awesome 6. And free and free. Yep, that's it. Cool. So that gives us our free icons. Let's go about this kind of slow. So, where was I? So then there's our NGRX. Let's just look it up. Setting up NGRX store. Let's look up best practices first. Let's do tips. Put global state. Don't put the local state in the global store. Use selector for derived states. Okay. The 80-20 rule, where everything is stored, retrieve. Okay. Master startup times. Let's do this. Angular 17 file structure with NGRX. That's 2 years ago. Let's take a look. I know what NGRX is. So app states. I see. Okay. Favorite product. Action selectors. Then app state. I see. So let's come over here. App. I'm going to call it store instead of state. Yeah, yep, I see that. Install effects. So let's use effects. Yeah. Let's use effects. Yes. And actions, create effects, so forth and so on. Let's take a look and see how they did it. So there's our source. Where's our store? Source, app, core, auth. I see. Where's our store though? I don't see it here. Modules, account. Okay. Nope. Nope. I must admit, one of the things that I struggle with as I dive into reading other people's code, and a lot of this is there's a lot of assumptions made that, like, you can read through all of this, and this type of stuff is very handy once you're familiar with all of the pieces. But if you're just like, I don't do this every day, what's the proposed approach? This is not how I would approach it. I think that's one of the things I might like to set up one day, is kind of like beginning approaches to setting all of this up, along with an explanation. So let's take a look. Let's see. Let's do NGRX. Let's see if we can find an example. Let's see. Somebody has one. And the new control flow and deferred loading. What's in GRX? Well, now that I'm here and going to go down this rabbit hole. It's a fully featured state management solution that offers a robust way to manage application state. With SNA's support for signals, it provides the ability to define stores in a clear and declarative manner. This simplicity and flexibility of Signal Store, coupled with its opinionated, extensible design, establish it as a versatile solution for effective state management in Angular. Okay. I guess we have to install it. So there's the store. Bindings to connect Angular router with store. Oh, I see. So I got the store. So this is its own thing. Wow. So let's do store. Entity. Entity collections. It's prefined. Component store that helps to manage a local component state. Local state is typically tied to a lifecycle. Movie state. Okay. And then finally signals. And what are operators? Let's do signals too. And let's do signals. Let's give it a try. Like, I guess worst case scenario, I just mess up a bunch of stuff. So we would create our type book state. Initialize it. Signal store for each state property. For each state property, a corresponding signal is automatically created with all the nested properties. So with state, you can also has a signature that takes the initial state factory as an input parameter. The factory is executed within the injection context, allowing initial state to be obtained from a service or injection token. Let's see. Inject book state. Component providers, bookstore, read-only store, inject bookstore. When provided that the component level of the store is tied to the component lifecycle, making it useful for managing local state components. So, consuming this state. Inject bookstore. CRUD operations for managing entities. Creating the store interface to do. Signal store with entities to do. IDs, entity map, adding and setting. To do, okay. When was signals released? There's a whole bunch of stuff. So I don't know. Overview. People always say it's simple and intuitive. Oh, it's in the developer preview too. Let's take it away for now. Add, delete. NG remove. Let's see if there's a help. It would help it if I spelled it correctly. Add. Let's see. Is there no remove? You cannot revert. Oh. Well, that's terrible. Um. Okay. Let's take a look at this package.json and see. I guess it's just one thing. So let's just remove signals for now. npm uninstall signals. All right. So no, I've never set up ngrx. So let's play around with that. Let's read what that looks like. The installation is fine. Maybe somebody has a nice article about it, how you can set it up. I understand about store reducers, actors, selectors, and effects. I see. So there's a GitHub repo which explains a bunch of it. I find that looking at code for me is a lot more helpful. So there's my source. There's my app. This is weird. Cards. Oh wow. Okay. Reducers. Not exactly how I would approach it. Installation, dependencies, and scaffold the project. Store. Is schematic still a thing? What's the year of this article? Is schematics still a thing? Scaffolding library for Angular application using ngrx libraries. So install ngrx store effects entity. Ng store state root is only needed when the default collection isn't set. ngrx app root schematics connections. I see. I see. I don't know. Let's see, setting up ngrx with Angular 17. Breaking changes. Okay. For after. That's not but so helpful. Oh, this is as of 2023. Oh. There's that. That's as of 2023. Store effects Cool. Actions, models, and reducers. I'm not going to group them that way. I'm going to group mine to be store, and then it's just going to be budgets. Budgets is really the only piece that we're really going to care about. I do know that we're going to have an API layer. And the reason that we only are going to do budgets is we only really care about showing the list of budgets and keeping those kind of in memory. Yeah, so let's do this in grx with API calls. So come and Angular comes with RxJS. I'm pretty sure it comes with RxJS. Let me double check. Yeah, by default. So we'll create our initial state, our reducers, and then effects. So create effect, this dot actions dot pipe of type load data switch map. I see. Importing the store and effects, the root model of the application. I do not. Now that we have standalone components, I can just call it on individual components. Private store constructor. Okay. Okay, I think I have an idea of how to use it in 17. So, is this the store? I think. Let's see. I guess they don't give their repo to show how all of this comes together. They just kind of throw it out there and hope that you can figure out where everything goes. Let's see. NGRX initial file structure. Let's see what we can find. Yep. Nope. Artists, galleries. I get it. 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 Not but so helpful. Maybe somebody else has some explanation. So actions. Yep. I'm going to set up similar things. Shared state. The index file in the actions folder was using action barrels like the following. Page, I see. Followed an example from NGRX. So books, we have actions, effects, models, reducers. Define the root state and reducers. So I see. That's what I want. On the index file under the reducers folder is in charge of setting up the reducer and state. Port star, books, collections, and reducers. From root, you see. So book state, books for feature. Actually, I like how the example app is organized. I see. Yeah. Again, I don't dislike it. It's just hard to know where some of this stuff is. But I guess it's right here. Provide reducers to AOT compilation happy way. I don't know. I'm going to take a break, I think, from here. I want to research this. There's a lot to absorb, and it's kind of it's a lot to absorb. I know how I want to do the general file structure, though, is but I like this way of using effects. I like this way of using effects, so I may not need this API layer. I may actually do, let's see, they did books.api actions. Import. It's not bad. And then they did effects. So there's the test for it. So we'll do a store, we'll do the budgets, we'll do the, I guess, models, effects, and actions. Let's do budgets, do actions, effects, models, reducers. Actions. Effects. Models. Reducers. And I guess I could do one for budget items, but it really isn't storing anything in this state, so I don't know if I'd really keep it there. Directory. But I guess you might keep it for the page that you're working on. So let's do it. Budget directory. Budget items, and we'll do the same structure. Actions. Effects. Models. And reducers. And I guess there's a main reducers in store. Yeah, I need to investigate how this layout is supposed to go. Let's see what I can find out. I'm going to end the stream for there. There's a lot to absorb, and I have an idea of generally where I want to go, but I'm not sure of it just yet. I do like this approach right here of using the effect to do this, but I also like, there are a couple things that I liked back, oh, where was it? It was somewhere over here. To use a module for authentication. So there's a bunch of stuff that I really liked, and I want to kind of look around for kind of good approaches and try some out. So I'll probably have some better idea next time I'll play around with this. Yeah, thank you very much for hanging out with me on a Friday. It's 9:55 p.m. This is CptWoozle signing off. I hope you have a good weekend, and